evening. Welcome to the Sun Prairie Common Council meeting for Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Could we start with the roll call, please, Alana?
Yes. Baker.
Here.
Comstock.
Here.
Crombie.
Here.
Drengler.
Here.
Jacobs.
Yep.
Owens.
Here.
Rosas.
Present.
And we have quorum.
Thank you, Alana. If you are able, would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Next item is the consent agenda. I would entertain a motion to approve.
Moved.
I'll
Second.
second. Oh,
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
aye.
Opposed, same
Oh, it's
sign.
okay.
Ayes have it. Thank you. Is there anyone here that is wishing to address the council that's not for an item not on the agenda? I don't see anybody out there. Okay, good. We will move on. Business of the mayor, and I am pleased to do a couple of presentations tonight. Okay, we are very honored tonight to have former Senator Mark Miller with us to receive the American Red Cross Month proclamation. Mark, would you please come up? I'll read this and then we'll celebrate after. Okay, again, American Red Cross, very, very important and key organization. The proclamation reads, whereas in March we celebrate American Red Cross Month by honoring our neighbors who make its humanitarian mission possible in the city of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Every day, their acts of kindness change lives, bringing relief, comfort, and hope when help can't wait. This compassionate spirit runs deep in our community, just as it has for 145 years through the American Red Cross. And whereas today, those who serve with the American Red Cross of Southwest Wisconsin chapter light the way during emergencies, whether it's delivering shelter, food, and comfort after disasters, providing a safe, life-saving blood supply for patients facing conditions like cancer treatments, childbirth complications, and traumatic injuries, or assisting military members, veterans, their families with 24/7 global support, or empowering individuals with skills like first aid and CPR that save lives. Whereas in Sun Prairie, the impact of the American Red Cross is felt every single day. Over the past year, local volunteers responded to 2 disaster operations, assisting 3 families in the time of their greatest needs, installed 14 smoke alarms to help keep neighbors safe. The community rattled around 44 blood drives, collecting an incredible 1,138 units of blood to help save lives. And whereas, in addition, 755 people were trained in first aid, CPR, AED, 844 learned lifeguarding and safety water skills, of which I was one, and 116 young residents completed babysitter training, building a stronger, more prepared community. With 22 services provided to members of the armed forces and the dedication of 47 committed volunteers, the Red Cross continues to embody compassion, preparedness, and service right here at home. And whereas these collaborative efforts are a powerful reminder that the strength of our community lies in our shared commitment to one another. As we mark Red Cross Month, let's celebrate our local heroes and resolve to continue lifting each other up no matter what emergencies we face. Now, therefore, I, Stephen C. Stocker, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor, on behalf of the city of Sun Prairie, hereby proclaim March 2026 as Red Cross Month and encourage all citizens of Sun Prairie to acknowledge and celebrate the many achievements and reach out and support its humanitarian mission. That one really messes me up. Yeah. So, Mark, would you like to say, we're going to get a picture, and then if you'd like to say a few words. We move up here a little bit. There we go. Tell me where to stand. I'll be in the other side.
Sure that.
Yeah.
That photograph.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
As long as you can say humanitarian.
Humanitarian. I'll practice before I even start. Well, I guess I don't have to introduce myself. Thank you, Steve, Mayor Stocker, and to you, the City Council, for proclaiming March as Red Cross Month in your community. This, as you can tell, recognizes many years of cooperation between the City of Sun Prairie and the Red Cross in terms of response to emergencies, helping families who have fires, residential fires, and the training that goes on with CPR, first aid, the water safety courses, of which you are taking part of those. So this is a long, long, long history of cooperation. So it's very appropriate for Sun Prairie to recognize it, and we appreciate it very much. We recently, Wisconsin, the Red Cross collects about 40% of the nation's blood supply. And Wisconsin residents are among the most generous in the donation of this very important gift of life. So it would be remiss of me to not recognize the fact that we still the need is still very great. And there's going to be a couple of blood drives coming up right here in Sun Prairie. On Thursday, next week, Thursday on March 12th, at the WPPI Conference Center, there will be a blood drive from I think 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Tuesday afternoon, April 14th, at the United Methodist Church, and every day at the new Blood Donor Center on American Family Parkway. At those blood donor centers, the Red Cross has introduced a new service, which is A1C testing. It's free. People, when they go there, they can give blood and get A1C testing. They don't have to give blood. They can get the A1C. It's an important health service, I think, to the community. As Mayor Stocker indicated, we've installed 14 smoke detectors, and those can be installed absolutely free by residents just calling the Red Cross Center on Sheboygan Avenue or at the Blood Center and make an arrangement to have it on a date. It may take a few weeks or maybe even a month or so to get enough people in Sun Prairie to sign up to make it worthwhile, but that's a service. It's far better, as any firefighter will tell you, to detect a fire before it has a chance to destroy a person's home, or worse yet, take life. One other thing is the Red Cross is 90% volunteer. So we're always looking for people to volunteer, and particularly for disaster response services, like to fires or to a flood or something like that. And a trained volunteer in your community makes the whole community more resilient. To have that person, they can provide services even when the Red Cross does not show up because they're trained. So, and information about that is at redcross.org. And I encourage anybody who's watching this to, if they're interested, to check it out. And again, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council, for recognizing March as Red Cross Month. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you. Yeah, nice to see you. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Elena, give my regards to Megan.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Mark. I hope you use it.
Okay, I will.
Okay, Christy? And Ruth, whoever wants to come up? Come on, you can all come up. Let you hold that, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, we're also honored to have Christy Castaneda.
Yeah, perfect.
Castaneda here to accept the proclamation for crossing guards, another humanitarian effort. Okay, so your proclamation reads, whereas Wisconsin's adult school crossing guards provide an invaluable service in helping to ensure the safe passage of our youngest, most valuable pedestrians, children walking between home and school. And whereas adult school crossing guards serve with dedication, navigating split shifts, heavy traffic, and unpredictable conditions, standing strong in the face of sweltering heat, bitter cold, blowing snow, and heavy rainfall. And whereas for more than 5 decades, adult school crossing guards have strengthened Wisconsin communities by promoting safety, trust, and a reliable path to learning for children across urban, suburban, and rural areas. And whereas adult school crossing guards are often the first friendly face to welcome students at the start of the school day and the last to wish them very well on their way home, providing reassurance to students, families, and school staff alike. And whereas through their daily presence and professionalism, adult school crossing guards reinforce the lifelong safety habits by modeling and teaching traffic awareness, hazard recognition, and responsible street crossing behaviors. Now therefore, I, Stephen C. Stocker, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor on behalf of the city of Sun Prairie, hereby proclaim February 16th to the 20th, past 2026, as Adult School Crossing Guard Recognition Week, a time to recognize and thank the many adult school crossing guards whose commitment makes a difference in the lives of children in Wisconsin's schools. And we also have Ruth Martin, who's here to accept also, who has been a very, very dedicated crossing guard for years. So should we move forward and get it? And then we got the safety words. Would you like to say a few words?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Mayor, for recognizing what we do. I didn't prepare a speech because I wasn't sure if we were going to say anything. We were just talking about it. But pretty much having the city recognizing what we do, it makes it worth it. As you mentioned, getting up first thing in the morning where it's still dark out, bitter cold. And
22 below zero.
yes, and they didn't cancel school that day, and we still got to be there. And we do it for the children. I mean, I always say you have to love children. If you don't, this is not the thing for you. This is not the job for you. And we were talking about we're the first people that we see, that they see in the morning. We, see them off to their day in school. And we're the first people they see on their way back. And you were saying, asking how their day was, good day or bad day, sad day, happy day. We're always there. And we love it. Do you want to say something?
I might need to bring this down a
Yeah,
little
a little
bit.
Here, we can just bring it right down here.
Oh, right
There
to
you
my
go.
face. Okay. The one thing I said to the children, I know I'm not much taller than a fifth grader, but when you see that stop sign go up, that's when I'm in charge. So pay attention. And sometimes I've talked to the parents, and sometimes I've said, can I have your number just in case? And they'll give me the number. And sometimes I'll tell the children, try not to get ahead of me. But if you have a little bit of trouble remembering, I've got your number. So I've also can talk to your parents. They allow me to talk to them. So at school, you can, do what your teacher tells you. But here, I expect you to obey the laws. So that's one of the things, and I love these kids. They tell me so many good things that happen at school. They also tell me how old they are when it's their birthday. That's really important to remember their birthdays. So I get a lot of kids waving goodbye to me if the parents drop them off. They, say, "Hi, Miss Ruth. Good to see you. Bye-bye." That's pretty much why I go out there every morning and every afternoon. It's been fun.
It is fun, yes. Thank you very much.
And I just want to say, just a minute, we're having shake hands. Even though the Adult School Crossing Guard Week recognition has passed, in my opinion, every week, you deserve a lot of credit. So,
Thank you.
yep. Would you like to shake hands
Yeah.
with her? Ruth, come on through. Okay, next on to committee reports. Start out with Finance Committee. Alder Rosas.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett. I'd like to start with A, resolution approving the designation of public depositories. Annually, the city of Sun Prairie designates the financial depositories with which city funds shall be deposited. This is in accordance with the city investment policy and state statute 62.12, parent 7. And if the council would like, I can name off the savings and checking or firms and brokers, whatever they wish. But I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. If not, I move approval.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there anything that Renee, our finance director, would like to add? Are you good?
They were the same as prior year, so no changes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, any discussion before we vote? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay,
Okay.
that passes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. B, resolution approving the write-off of third and fourth quarter ambulance receivables. The city account receivable policy requires the committee approval to write off discipline accounts and have been deemed uncollectible that are over 500. The finance department has attempted to collect the balance of the ambulance bills due, for the accounts listed below. Statutory prohibits a collection of discipline accounts billed that are over 6 years discipline, and some debts are passed back to the city by our collection agency for various reasons. These reasons include the individual is deceased, bankrupt, or or have been deemed uncollectible by the Department of Revenue. Due to the fact that we collect ambulance revenue on modern accrual basis as opposed to a full accrual basis, writing off the balance listed in the table below will not impact the city 2026 general fund revenues or expenditures. Again, if the council wants me to read off some of these statutes, I'd be happy to do that. If not, no. I move approval.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, since this does have fiscal impact, Alana, would you please read the roll?
Baker,
Aye.
Comstock,
Aye.
Crombie,
Aye.
Dringler,
Aye.
Jacobs.
Yep.
Owens,
Aye.
Rosas,
Aye.
and that passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number C, resolution approving the write-off discipline personnel property taxes. The city accounts receivable policy requires the finance committee to approve the write-off discipline personnel property tax account that are over 500. The finance department has attempted and is unable to collect the balance due of the personal property accounts listed below. The write-off of discipline accounts is so that it's an accurate and timely picture of the city's financial position can be reflected. The write-off of the unpaid balance is in no way prohibits the city from future collection action. And again, there's a list of this, and I'd be happy to write that or pronounce it as the council wishes. If not, I move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, since this has also a fiscal impact. Alana, please.
Baker,
Aye.
Comstock,
Aye.
Crombie,
Aye.
Drangler,
Aye.
Jacobs.
Yep.
Owens,
Aye.
Rosas,
Aye.
and that passes 7-0.
Thank you.
And here we go. Number D, resolution approving the write-off of discipline accounts receivables. The city accounts receivable policy requires the finance committee approval to write off discipline accounts receivable that have been deemed uncollectible and are over $500. The finance department has attempted to collect the balance of 2022 accounts receivable invoices due to the accounts listed below. Summary of the accounts payable billings write-off. And there's two of them here. There is Menards for $20,000, or $21,000, and the Sun Prairie Partners LLC, $230,000. And I move approval for discussion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this one? Alder Baker.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Renee, thank you for being here. I wanted to get some clarification on this. I had a constituent that called me and wanted to know specifically what happened here, why Menards and also Sun Prairie Partners LLC were not able to pay these, and what was our collection procedures on that?
Yes, so after discussing this with staff and in looking into this, it was actually initially we billed this developer and subsequently determined that we had billed the inaccurate amount, and so we notified the developer of what they did in fact owe, and they paid that. And the staff, as staff, we should have just removed it from the accounts receivable list and through our billing system, and so that is what we're doing now.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Alder Baker.
Yes, Alder Baker.
Thanks for what you just did, because that was exactly what I was going to ask. The question I have for you, from an accounting standpoint, why wouldn't it be just a journal adjustment instead of bringing this to council?
It is a journal entry.
Okay.
It is. So it's on our books as an accounts receivable.
Right.
And a deferred, but we're taking it off of the books as accounts receivable.
So you're required to bring that to council because of that?
My understanding was yes.
Okay. I think
Yes.
it's great to be transparent about
Yeah.
it, but I was curious.
Yes, so that's why I brought it. So there is no impact to the general fund or any fund revenue or expense. It's just balance sheet only.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, I would concur. I think the transparency great thing to do. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, since this is listed as a fiscal impact, Alana, please.
Baker,
Aye.
Comstock,
Aye.
Crombie,
Aye.
Drangler,
Aye.
Jacobs.
Yep.
Owens,
Aye.
Rosas,
Aye.
and that passes 7-0.
Thank you. I'll proceed. Resolution approving the 2025 year-end incumbents. Each year during the audit field work, finance staff reviews and carries over incumbents to be carried into the next fiscal year. The attached provides the details of 2025 carryover amounts and a brief explanation of each item. Amounts may be due to open contracts and are yet to be completed, projects that are outstanding, items or services waiting to be invoices, and anticipated retirement resulting in the post-employment benefit payout. And I move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Okay.
Thank you.
Last one here, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Resolution approving updates to the investment policy. The city investment policy was created in 1989 and last update in 2019. Internal process has evolved over time and minor updates to the investment policy need to be addressed. The discussion was that update language regarding staff titles are being recommended, I'm like the same way, recommended to the alignment with the current city organization title. In particular, the role of Director of the Administrative Service has been eliminated and the role of the Assistant City Administrator has been adopted. And the previous Financial Director and Treasury position is now Clerk and Treasurer. I move approval.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Okay, on to unfinished business. And this is a second reading on ordinance approving an amendment to the City of Sun Prairie official traffic map, section 10.08.050. David, is he going to be presenting? There he is. Bless you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I know this was introduced to you all last week, so I will just give you a very short and quick run through of what we are proposing. Just a background, Chapter 10.08.050, official traffic map. This is the enabling code for maintaining traffic controls in the city. It establishes an official traffic map, which is where we just keep track of all the stop signs, yield signs, traffic signals, parking signs, and so on and so forth. This ordinance describes the process for updating the map, and then it details how that map can be accessed by the public. In practice, when this body approves changes to traffic controls, they're really doing so by updating this map, reflecting the real-world conditions that you approve. So one part of this update is a routine update, just to more clearly indicate the type of traffic elements that should be included that really we're maintaining. So this is yield and stop signs, signalized intersection, restricted parking areas, speed limits, and then closed crosswalks. It just updates the language for updating that map, kind of mentioning Public Works and then Council as the body and the process, and then mentions maintaining a digital version of the map. It previously called out a printed version, which we can make if desired, but we don't maintain that because typically signs and parking and things like that will change pretty routinely and pretty regularly, that a print version will become out of date quickly. I think the interesting part of this change here is talking about creating administrative authority for the Public Works Director to do two things. So one is to convert an existing yield sign to a stop sign. And so we get this request quite a lot. There are yield signs. People say, hey, there's a crosswalk here. Folks aren't stopping. They're not yielding for me. Can we get a stop sign? And there are some instances where we'll look at that and we'll say, it may not necessarily be appropriate, but there are definitely moments where we have crashes that could be prevented with a stop sign. And so this is really giving Public Works staff that opportunity not to create new traffic controls, but to say this yield sign isn't sufficient. A stop sign is the appropriate thing here. When we look at the different standards that we have, that it kind of checks the boxes there. So that would be one of the pieces of authority. The other one would be to make changes to the transportation system that are deemed necessary to protect the public health, safety, and welfare of users of the city's transportation system. And so really this is kind of just giving permission to the Public Works Director in case of some kind of emergency that we aren't necessarily preparing, that they're able to close down a street legally, right? Make changes to an intersection. Say, for example, we have some really bad crashes or something happening that we can take action very quickly to say we need to address a safety issue here,
and then bring that to Public Works Committee and Council for approval if it's not already in our policy. So really, it's just saying, kind of the way the Public Works Director will typically operate. There's a safety issue, we're going to work to address that. It gives them that authority to do so, and then bring that to you all for approval. And the short and sweet is this is a nice efficiency, so it will allow staff to make decisions and kind of move forward with that yield to stop conversion in particular. It typically can take several months because we'll get the request, we'll have to go do a parking or a traffic study, bring it to Public Works and then to Council, and it can just be a pretty long process when, from a staff standpoint, we could probably review that and get that changed over within maybe 2 to 3 weeks. But the process is going to be more like probably 6 to 8 weeks, maybe longer if we have to go through Council. So those are some of the changes, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Hey, thank you, David. I guess I would entertain a motion first, and then we'll get into discussion.
So, second.
Okay, now we'll get into discussion. Any questions for David? I have a couple. First of all, you say the fiscal impact is negligible. What does that mean? What's the
Sorry, could you
amount?
repeat that?
Do you say the fiscal impact is negligible? What
Yes.
is negligible? And it can
So
be very
it's-
subjective
it's-
depending on.
What it will do is it will help to save some staff time with the amount of effort putting into, again, bringing a full resolution forward, going through multiple committees, and so on and so forth, that will bring that timeline down. So it's negligible. It's not going to show up in the city budget, but it kind of will free staff time up to get on to other work.
Okay. And will this, I'm not sure if I want to use align or enhance our Vision Zero.
Yes. So yes, it definitely does. Ultimately, we have a conversation a lot about yield signs versus stop signs. And, I think there are situations where a yield sign is probably more appropriate. It's a low volume street. Maybe there aren't sidewalks versus stop signs where there is a sidewalk and there's a crosswalk. Maybe we have different traffic patterns happening. So really, it's kind of empowering staff to try to make some of these decisions in a more timely fashion so that we're not waiting until a bad crash happens.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? Okay, Elena, would you please read the roll?
Baker,
Aye.
Comstock,
Aye.
Crombie,
Aye.
Drangler,
Aye.
Jacobs,
Aye.
Owens,
Aye.
Rosas,
Aye.
and that passes 7-0.
Thank you very much. Thank you, David, and thank you, Renee. I forgot to mention that earlier with the multiple finance and items brought forward. Okay, on to new business. We have our city clerk. There's a resolution canceling the regular city council and committee of the whole meetings on April 7th and November 3rd, 2026. Something happening on those days, Elena?
Yes, we do have some plans on those days. So this is
Yeah.
a pretty routine item, and we're just kind of knocking out the rest of the elections this year. So we're covering both the April 7th and the November election, and we don't need to do it in August because it doesn't fall on a regular council night.
Great. Okay.
Jacobs moves to approve.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? I think everybody knows what this is about, Election Day, and I really appreciate your staff going out in the community, doing the elections, and then still coming back to do what you do here. So,
Thank you.
yeah, it's great teamwork. Great teamwork.
Mhm.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay, we are canceling those meetings. Next, we have a first reading. Again, Elena. It is the ordinance amending the City of Sun Prairie Code of Ordinances, Chapter 2.36, Boards, Commissions, and Committees generally. No action required, but did you want to speak on it?
This is just it's the portion of the ordinances that discusses how city meetings are advertised out. And so it's kind of bringing the ordinances up to speed with what we've actually been doing. So it's just a little bit of cleanup work. So this is the first reading. The second reading will be,
Next meeting?
yes, March 17th.
Okay. St. Patty's Day. Okay, that concludes the normal business. Any referrals to the committee of the whole? Alder Baker.
Committee of the whole?
Or, yeah, referrals to the committee of the whole?
No.
Okay, any referrals to anywhere else?
Council?
Sure.
I have 4,
Okay, of
so I need your patience.
course.
Thanks. We've been traveling around doing our town hall meetings. We've got a lot of input from folks. Folks have been looking for us to do, to dig deep and look into the financial situations, how we can make things better. And so I wanted to bring some things to light here, just for our viewing public that we have, all 1.2 million of those folks. The first one that has been, that President Crombie and I have been working on for almost a year, coming up on a year, is working towards the thought process, maybe the inclusion of being self-insured, as the city of Sun Prairie being self-insured, and comparing that to group health at our current supplier. So the referral is to refer to the Human Resource Director in coordination with the city attorney to provide a written memo to council by March 17th meeting that includes the current status of the health insurance broker RFP draft, and I have this all written down for you. The anticipated posting timeline under the city's purchasing policy. It also includes the confirmation that the RFP language includes a review of all benefit structure options, including analysis of whether self-insurance is appropriate based on claims experience. And then finally, the identification of any legal or procurement considerations that could affect the scope of the timeline. That's the first one. The second one is I think this one's really exciting because, Mayor Stalker, you created the ad hoc committee, the communications ad hoc committee, and what we found in our conversations around the city is that people want more information. Mm-hmm. And at times they feel like they don't know what's happening. And so during that process, we discovered a program that can help assist in the communications for the alders and key staff members. And so here's the referral for that. It's a referral to the city administrator to have appropriate staff, including the communications director, IT director, assistant city administrator, attend demonstrations meeting with IndyGov, it's the name of the software, so that staff can understand the interest that's been created by Mayor Stalker, Council President Crombie, and myself as to why we're interested in this software and why we feel that it's so valuable. And so we want to explore an RFP if it fits for this similar software. We want to complete this demonstration by March 31st. Now with that, what we want to include in this is the summary of the functionality and how it compares to current systems, because if we have something that's available that we're currently working with, then we don't want to spend the money for that. Estimate the implementation and annual cost. IT security, check the records retentions and public records implications. Also find out whether an RFP is recommended for IndyGov or a similar platform. And then propose next steps and timeline. The next one, which is my favorite, is a Alder Orientation Education Program. What I like to do is refer this to the city administrator, to develop and present a written proposal for a formal Alder onboarding and continuing education program to be reviewed at the first committee of the whole meeting of each new council term. The proposal would include orientation schedule for new alders within the first 60 to 90 days, required statutory training, open meetings, public records, ethics backgrounds, overview of municipal structure, administrator authority, and council roles, ongoing annual education recommendations, and then the estimated cost and staffing impact for that. The last one is one that for me is concerning. What's happened with this referral is that items have been approved in the 2026 budget, but have not been ordered, and the order was placed back in August or September, and because of that, the delays, the department is getting a little concerned about having them for their Kids 4 program that's coming up. This is about computer procurement for the media center. This is to refer to the information technology in coordination with the city administrator to immediately proceed with ordering the computers as specified by the former director, Rachel Packard, in the summer of 2025, consistent with the approved budget authorization, and report of that order at the next council meeting. If the current cost exceeds the original quoted amount due to delay, a report shall include the original quoted cost, the current vendor pricing, the reasons for any price increase, and identification of the funding source for any overage. Definitely include an explanation of why procurement did not occur earlier, if applicable. The original reason was that just didn't have the time. And those are my referrals, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Any other referrals? Okay, any announcements? Yes, Alder Baker.
I had a wonderful constituent reach out to me this past week and was talking to me about the people running stop signs. It wasn't speed this time, it was stop signs on Klubertons. And I decided to go check it out. I didn't check with the chief first, but I just went out and did my own little traffic study, and oh my gosh, she was exactly correct. I mean, to see cars just whizzing down Klubertons and right at, was it North Street, and just ignoring the sign completely without slowing down, just gone. It was an amazing experience. I reported it back to Chief Orrick, and within a day, he had officers out there monitoring the streets and educating some of the folks that were doing that. And I call it a Jersey roll, where you slow down and go through. Could call it an Illinois roll, I guess, but never in Wisconsin. But and it was just a wonderful experience. The constituent was quite happy. I got a lot of emails and phone calls from people in that area just thanking us for the effort that we put into doing that, and thanking SPPD for their efforts.
Thank you. That's a good one. Thank you, Chief. Okay, any other announcements? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We are adjourned and back in.